Daniel Jeremiah works for NFL Network. And let me start there, Daniel. You're a network analyst. Used to work in front offices here, so you know how these things go. What happens next with Ray Rice with this video now being out for everyone to see?
Well, Dan, I don't know. This is kind of new territory, and it's not really my area of expertise. But in terms of this getting opened up again, I mean, the fact that the NFL came out and said that they hadn't seen the video, I mean, to me, it just seems like common sense. If now you've seen the video, basically that's new evidence for the league. I would think, in my opinion, you should be able to go back in and make this a much harsher punishment.
But we hand out punishment sometimes in relationship to the value of a player. At least the team will. If Ray Rice is marginal, is Ray Rice on the team after this?
Oh, no, not at all. There's no chance he's on the team. I mean, that's most people, when you talk to them about that, at least behind closed doors, they're very open and honest about it. There's a different set of rules depending on how valuable you are to the team. I mean, and that's, if you're an undrafted free agent and you have one off the field issue, you're done. You don't provide enough value to the team, so I think that definitely factors into it.
I like having you on because, and we had you on as we led up to the draft and watching combines. You're very good. Your job was to assess talent. That was your job with NFL teams and now working for the NFL Network. And so I'm curious what you saw over the weekend. What is the storyline over the weekend as far as on-the-field performance or lack thereof?
Well, to me, one of the biggest storylines was there a bigger mess last year in the NFL than the Miami Dolphins offensive line? I mean, I can't remember anything like it. You had the incognito thing, Martin. You had Pouncey. I mean, all these guys. They swap out the whole offensive line. Pouncey's not there. They play against a New England defense that we've all talked about how much better they are. Knowsham Moreno rushes for $134, and Tannehill got sacked one time. So to me, that was the biggest surprise of the week.
Matt Ryan is historically one of the great fourth-quarter overtime quarterbacks in recent memory. Do you think that's nationally known that we look at him that way?
I know it's known inside the league. I mean, to me, his kind of moment that he had, I know they've been in the playoffs and won a playoff game, but to me it was, I want to say it was against the Carolina Panthers. It was late in the game, and they got a punt, and they were backed up deep on their own end, and he throws a 55-yard pass and sets them up for a late field goal in that game. That, to me, was kind of a coming-out party for him in terms of this guy is really clutch, and that's what you saw in college. I know he had another game against the Ravens when it was him against Flacco from the same class, and he had a comeback win against him. So, I mean, I think his reputation inside the league is that this guy is really, really good in the fourth quarter. I don't know how that extends to the media and to the fans out there, but inside the league, it's definitely known.
What about RG3? I'm watching with Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison. So you get former coach, former defensive back, and they both said the same thing. It's, new coach, same old RG3, that he's just not his old self. Can he be his old self? I guess is really the fair question here.
I think I think Jay Gruden and company, they're obsessing over trying to make him a pocket passer. Yeah. And three carries for 2 yards for RG3. I don't think that's the way they're going to be successful. I mean, he's got to be more aggressive. Even if it's not called quarterback runs, I'm okay with that. But spread things out, let him get a lane, and he needs to be more aggressive to take off. But he took a sack yesterday, Dan. DJ Swearinger took off from about a 12-yard head start right in front of him, and RG3 didn't try and move out of the way, didn't try and throw the ball away, just took a sack. To me, that just showed me he's not all the way there right now.
Tony Romo, it's tough enough coming back from back surgery, 2 surgeries in 2 years, and now he's carrying the weight of the franchise on his shoulders. And I know it's early, and I still expect him to have a big year. I just don't know if he can have a big enough year for them to be, respectable.
I don't know that he's going to be able to hold up, Dan. I mean, they're going to give up so many points on the other side of the ball during the year, and he's going to have to throw it a bunch. And to me, I thought he looked stiff yesterday. Coming off that back injury, when he throws as a thrower, he gets a lot of torque, and especially you get guys that really drive off their back foot. He's kind of more of a waist. He gets a lot of torque, like an Aaron Rodgers type, and I just didn't think he was able to rotate quite as well as he normally does. Also, look, Des Bryant is a stud, and I thought that he was maybe trying to force him the ball a little too much yesterday.
I know you assess college talent. And Marcus Mariota, I thought, was the difference against Michigan State. That second half, it was him. Is he maybe a top 5 guy? I'm looking at big boards now with the NFL, and it's early, but Is he top 5 talent-wise?
Well, I get in trouble with where I work if I try and talk about an underclassman in terms of where he's going to go in the draft. But I can tell you, he is so intriguing. His skill set is so intriguing. But it's going to be a difficult evaluation because when you're watching that game against Michigan State in the first half, he tried to make some tight window throws and he wasn't quite as accurate, missed some. And if you look at when they went off in the second half, a lot of it was what you saw, that Jeremy Maclin touchdown for the Eagles. I mean, he had guys wide open. So that's going to be kind of the tricky part of the evaluation. Can he make those tight window throws? But, I mean, the guy's going to run 4.4, and that's what's so intriguing to watch him take off. He reminds me of Kaepernick a little bit in terms of their straight line speed, but I think Kaepernick had a stronger arm. I think Mariota had a little bit better touch. And everything that I know of about Mariota from people who have gone in there said, I mean, his character, work ethic, all that stuff, he is off the charts, Dan.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. Son of a coach, and just his whole background there is pretty cool. But does the NFL Network, they won't let you assess, even though he was looking at the draft, so
yeah.
Can't you, it's not like I'm saying address Jameis Winston.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter as long as he's not a senior. It's just like when you're a scout,
Okay.
Dan. If you go to a practice and you just go stand next to their sophomore All-American and you look like you're taking notes, the college coach is going to kick you out of practice because you're going to go, what are you doing? You get my guy to leave early.
How many first-round quarterbacks would you say we're going to have?
Ooh, I think we'll have at least 3.
So
I'll tell you what, Dan, that wasn't the only good quarterback in that Michigan State game. Did you take a look at the Michigan State guy?
Yeah, he's good.
He reminds me of Carson Palmer a little bit, the way he throws it. I mean, he's nice and easy. He's got a big arm.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 first-round picks. So Connor Cook, is he a first-round pick?
Well, then I think he's got a chance to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks. You like how I just wiggled around?
I'm trying to help you here. So
if you connect them, I'm giving you the dots, Dan. You just got to pull out that pen and you can just
I have to pull out the names. Okay, so Oregon may have a first-round quarterback. Michigan State will have one. How about tap the phone if you think that that's true? So I got one more first-round quarterback. Give me an idea. What part of the country?
I would say we talked about this guy before. We'll see how he progresses. He's not off to a great start. He has an affinity for seafood.
Oh, okay. All right. He could. Okay. So we'll go down in the Florida portion of the country. Okay.
Possibly.
He loves free seafood is what he loves. And who doesn't? I mean, let's be honest. Now that I've got you twisting and squirming there, I'll let you go. Great talk to you again, Daniel.
I always enjoy it, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Daniel Jeremiah works for the NFL Network. @MoveTheSticks is his Twitter handle.